Hi.
Oh, hi. Welcome to space. How can I help you?
I don't know. I kind of feel like going somewhere where like nobody's gone before. Do you have any like unknown planets?
Unknown? Well, like we have that planet. Like
Really?
nobody
This one right
goes
here?
there. It's pretty unknown.
Yeah, no, I'll take a ticket to this one, please. That sounds great.
You want to go there? Oh, okay. Yeah, so brave. All right. It's gonna be like 3,000 space bucks to go there.
Do you take loonies?
Loonies? Oh, Canadian. That's fun. Okay, yeah, sure, why not?
Amazing. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Have fun. Good luck. Don't blow up.
Wow. This planet is so cool. I wonder why it's so unknown. Like, why hasn't anybody explored this before? It's wild. Oh, wow, a shooting star. That's not a shooting star. Oh, God. Hello everyone, my name is Jamie from Foster the Meeple, and this is solo mode. And today we are going to be playing Planet Unknown from Adam's Apple Games, designed by Ryan Lambert and Adam Rehberg. Now, what we are going to be doing is exploring a planet that is unknown. Crazy, right? So essentially, this is a tile placement game, and we are going to be filling out our planet, our grid, with a bunch of polyomino tiles that each have different symbols on them. And those symbols correspond to different actions and tracks. It's going to be very exciting. Who knows what we'll find? Hopefully no meteors, and hopefully we'll survive the destination and the trip and, you know, all of that good stuff, and everything will be totally fine, because that's what happens when you go to space. Everything is totally fine. Totally fine. Alrighty, let's get into it. Let's jump down to the table. I am going to show you how to play Planet Unknown solo. We're going to do like a hyperspeed, a deep dive into space. Phew. All right, here is our planet. It is called KSB 4156, and it is an unknown planet that we need to explore because we are explorers, as I'm sure you know. Now, this game does come with a bunch of asymmetrical planets as well as these civilization boards. However, we are just going to be playing with the base boards today, the base planet base boards, but just know that there are a bunch of options that do come in this game. So to start, as I mentioned before, this is a polyomino tile placement game. We are going to be filling out our planet with these lovely polyomino tiles. And do you want to know what makes the tiles even more special and lovely? It's Susan. We love Susan. She even has her own camera set up. That's how special Susan is. Any hoozles, so the tiles are placed in this lazy Susan. Don't let them call you that, Susan. You're doing just fine. Doing a great job. So a solo game of Planet Unknown plays very, very similarly to a multiplayer version of the game. However, it does introduce events into the game. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're first going to draw an event card. Before we get started, at the end of the teach, we are actually going to be building an event deck. So there are green alerts, orange alerts, and red alerts, all varying in different, you know, goodness and less goodness. So red alert is going to be something maybe not so great. Green alert might be something helpful, and orange alert might be something right in between. So at the beginning of your turn, you are going to draw an event card and resolve it completely. Pretty straightforward. Then what you're going to do is you are going to be choosing a tile from the Lazy Susan, and you can choose either from the outer depot, which is the outer ring here, or the inner depot, which is the inner ring right here. Now let's just say that I decide to take this piece right here. There's a few things that you need to know with tile placement in this game, as well as the iconography on the tiles. So when we start the game, you do need to place a tile along an edge. It can be any edge you want, doesn't matter. You pick your choosing. You're new to this planet, so you get to choose where to start. Once you place your tile, you are then going to resolve the icons that are on the tile. There are 6 different icons that could potentially come up on these tiles. This tile, as an example, has energy as well as civilization, and it also has a meteor. We're going to get to that in a minute. Whenever you place out a tile, what you're going to do is you're going to bump up the corresponding track that matches that icon. So the icons that you will see are civilization, water, biomass, rover, tech. Those are the 5 tracks that you can possibly move up. Now I already know what you're thinking. Jamie, that tile has 2 symbols that don't have a track. Why did you lie to me? Well, I didn't. Very special. The energy actually gets to feed off whatever it's next to. Now, if it's the first tile that you place out, what you're going to do for the civilization is bump up your civ track. However, you also get to bump up your civ track again because it's next to the energy icon. So your civ would go up twice. Now, if the situation looked a little bit different, let's say we had this tile out, and then the next tile I wanted to place was this one. Oh God. We'll just move that for a second. If I were to place the energy here next to the water, I will then get to bump the water track. So it doesn't need to be attached to the same tile as the energy. It just needs to be touching the energy symbol. If it were over here next to the rover, I'd get to bump my rover track. Now, if I were to place it here as an example, I could bump up my water track, but I could also bump up my civ track. So you have some options. Once a tile has been placed out, that is now where you need to build the rest of your tiles from. So moving forward, any tile that you place has to be adjacent to, touching a side of, a tile that you have already placed. That is true until you potentially unlock one of these special techs that could become unlocked throughout the game. The first one on the board is tile adjacency placement restrictions may be ignored. So as soon as you hit level 1 on your tech track, you no longer have to follow that rule. So there's one more symbol that is on this tile that we haven't really talked about yet, and that's a meteor. Meteors are these little bundles of joy. Anytime you see this symbol, you have to put an orange meteor out onto the board. Now, a big part of this game, and really the main way that you score points, is by filling rows and columns completely with tiles. You get to score that row according to whatever number is showing along the row or column. If you have any meteors in the row or column, you score 0. Not so great. So you want to get rid of these. But I know the next question you're asking is, but how? Great question. So I had another tile out here as an example from before. So let's say the next tile we wanted to place here was this blue and red one. So let's just place it here as an example. Now the red symbol has a little rover on it, and if you'll remember, one of our tracks is a rover track. So when you move up your rover cube, anytime that you fall on a little symbol that looks like a little rover, you get to place out one of your rover cars on that tile. So I could place it anywhere here, and let's say I want to place it here. Rovers eat meteors. That's the food chain in space. Rovers eat meteors. Meteors eat dirt. I don't know what they eat. As you continue going up your rover track, it is going to show you how much movement your rover gets. So if we were to move here to the 1, I'd be able to move my rover 1. If we were able to move it up here to the 2, I could move it 2. 1, 2. Rover eats meteor. Anytime a rover covers a meteor, that's great. You put it into your little meteor supply, and then at the end of the game, for every 3 meteors you have collected, you score 1 point. Rovers can also pick up life pods. So all of these little blue things on your map are called life pods. Anytime a rover comes across a life pod, like so, the life pod gets picked up and it gets put up in your little life pod storage up here, which will score you 1 point at the end of the game. If you ever put a tile out and you want to put it for some reason on top of the life pod, well, the life pod just gets removed from the game. That also happens if you choose to put a tile on top of a rover. You lose your rover. Not really a great move since you only have 2 in the base game. Just so you know how the Lazy Susan works after that, what you're going to do on your next turn is you're just going to move it once clockwise, and then you're going to have these tiles to choose from. Next turn, you're going to move it here. Next turn, here. And then here. I don't think I need to go. I think you have the idea. Let me take a moment to describe the 4 tracks with you. So each track functions slightly differently, but also relatively the same. What you are going to be doing every time that you lay out a symbol is you're moving up your track. Now the civilization track has a couple special features, the main one being these 4 civ cards at the top. Anytime I hit one of these little symbols, I get to pull the civ cards that are available. I get to peek at them and I get to choose one, putting the other one back in the box. So that's the main feature of the civ track. The water track is really interesting. So as you can see, if I were to put a water out here, you'd be like, oh, perfect, bump your water track. Wrong. It's not your fault. It's just a special rule, okay? The only time that you get to bump up your water track is when you place a water over ice. And ice is this blue stuff on the planet. So if I were to place my water here, covering up that ice, then I get to move my water track up. Now, there's nothing else really special about the water track other than if you get to the top, it's worth 10 points at the end of the game. So that's pretty good. Next up, we have biomass, and biomass are our green tiles. The special function of the biomass track is every time you get to a little tree symbol, you get to take a single patch, which can be really helpful. You can fill in the gaps. So you place that out immediately. Now there are certain things that may trigger and come up that allow you to store biomass and play it out at the end, but to start, you have to place it out immediately. We've already talked about the rover. Every time you hit a rover, you put one out on the board. Every time you move it up, you get to move your rover. Movement is split between the rovers that you have. If I had 2 movement and 2 rovers, I could move 1 rover twice or each one once. Last but not least, we have the tech track, which every time you reach a new level, it will unlock a special feature right here, which we will discuss as the game goes along. The only other thing to mention about the tracks is sometimes you may see this symbol that has all of the colors. If you ever hit that, then we're going to be bumping tracks, okay? If I covered it here with water, I get to choose any of the other colors to move up. And guess what? If I move up this green and it covers another one of those symbols, well, we bump in tracks again. It's super fun. And that is the game. So we are going to continue playing until one of a few things happens. Either we run out of event cards, there's going to be 20 in the deck, we take a tile but we cannot place it, or one of the depots, which would be both sections of Susan, are completely empty, which is pretty unlikely to happen in a solo game, but it could definitely happen in a multiplayer game. So how do you win the solo game? That's a great question. We are trying to achieve a specific number of medals, 60 to be exact. However, that number is changed based on the types of event cards that we choose to put into our deck, okay? So let's start by building it, and let's maybe just do kind of a medium difficulty game. So to do that, we're going to shuffle up these red cards here. And let's do 7 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to take our orange cards, and maybe we'll do 3 orange cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's do another one. That's 11. Then last but not least, we are going to do our green cards, and we will take 9 of those for a total of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Okay, we're gonna shuffle these up. People should know I'm terrible at shuffling, so with my luck, it's gonna pop up red, 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 red. So let's put our event deck right here. Then the last thing that we need to do is we are going to draw 4 private objectives, and then we are going to select 3 of them. So these are end of game scoring conditions. You don't have to meet these objectives, but if you do, you get to score some extra points. So the 4 that we have are create a terrain area containing 6 water resources, create a terrain area containing 6 rover resources, yeesh. Create a terrain area containing 6 energy resources, good lord. Advance the water resource track to the maximum. I would say let's try these 2 water ones because they kind of play well off of each other. And then maybe we'll do the energy one, okay? So not so much with rovers. Like I mentioned, our initial winning condition was 60, but because we chose 7 red, it actually reduced our score that we needed to get by 7. So now we're at 53. But then we also added in 4 orange cards, which reduces it by 1. So now we're at 52. But then we put in 9 green cards, and that upped it by 6. So now we're at 57. So 57 is what we need to get in order to successfully complete our mission. If we get anything higher, then we've done excellent, and there's like little titles you can get. And if we get anything lower, well, we just won't talk about it. Okay, perfect. All right, Space Cadets, let's freaking do this. So to start, you need a random depot. So we're gonna, whoa, Susan. She's just throwing stuff around. So just so you know which depot I am choosing from, I have signified it with this little marker. This is technically the first player marker in a multiplayer game. So let's pull our first event. It's green. You'll love to see it. Advance the city biomass or water tracker 3 positions. Oh, do not gain the benefits. Oh, something jumped on the scanners. Probably just a glitch. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are definitely going to be bumping up the water because that is one of our objectives. So bump it 3, 1, 2, 3. But you don't get the good stuff. It is what it is. I think I'm gonna start with this one here. And I already don't know where to put it. Should I put it here? Sure. I am going to start with this one. So I get to go up 1 on biomass, up 1 on tech, and I have to put a meteor out. Roarge. All right, that was my first turn. So let's pull an event. Boom. Orange alert. Orange alert. Regress biomass or sieve tracker. There's already too many people up here. Okay, well, I'll have to do biomass because I can't do sieve. All that hard work for nothing. Classic space. So we have to move this one. Oh, ooh, yep. Okay, so we are definitely going to be taking this one. And I didn't mention, but you can flip, turn, do whatever you got to do. So we are going to be placing this here. And as you see, my water is going over top of ice, which is perfecto because that means we get to move the water up 1 and we get to move the rover up 1, which means we get to put a rover out. So I'm actually going to put the rover right here because I want him to come and eat that meteor. Green alert, gain a synergy boost. So that means I can up anything. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put up my tech, which is going to gain me another synergy boost. And so I'm going to put up my rover, which will allow me to move my rover 1. Boom. Whoop. Okay, well, Shoot. I want to put the water here. This one would be great. However, I don't want to get rid of my life pod. That's fine. Let's just choose this little baby one. And we're going to put them right there. We're going to put up our water and we're going to put up our rover, which allows us to move our rover 1. Yum, yum, yum. Orange alert. Add 1 meteorite to an empty symbol on your tiles. But I don't have an empty meteorite symbol. I swear I just cleared that spot, which means that we don't have to do it because there isn't any. That was a good one to pull early, wasn't it? All right. So I think I am probably going to choose this tile here, and I'm going to put it right here. So this is going to get a meteor. It's also going to put up my biomass and sieve. And I like that I have the meteors like right next to each other because then my rover can go, nom, nom, nom. Red alert! Regress any single tracker 3 times. 3 times. So I can only do it on my rover or my water. But I don't want to get rid of my rover because I think it would have to go back. So let's do water. 1, 2, 3. It's not great. All right. All right. I think I really should be taking some bigger ones here, I think. So maybe let's go ahead and take this one and try and figure out if there's a good way to place it. There's really not. So we'll do that. We'll put out our meteor. We will put up our sieve and our biomass. So I'm getting a little bit of synergy. But where shall we go? Oh, I know. Let's bump up water, which is going to give me another synergy. Oh, I know. Let's bump up sieve, which is going to give me a level 1 sieve card. We just out here bumping them tracks. All right, so the 2 sieve cards, I can either gain 2 medals right away or advance 2 different trackers once each. I am going to choose to advance 2 trackers. What trackers will I advance? Well, I'm going to do rover, which will allow me to move 1, 2. So I've collected a meteor. And I actually think I'll move my water up 1. So let's do that. Event. Red alert. Tiles cannot be placed next to a matching resource terrain. Okay. That's fine. Super duper fine. Oh, I think, I could do this one. Watch. All right, I'm gonna put out this one here, which sucks because it's taking up some of my water space. Maybe I'll do it this way. Okay. So I can bump up my sieve by 1, and I have an energy, so I get to choose either sieve or rover. And let's do rover. So rover's gonna go 1, 2. Okay, so we picked up another meteor. And I have to put another meteor out though. So we gotta get that other rover out. These meteors are getting out of control. Green alert. Draw an extra objective card and add it to your objectives. Ooh, okay. Sure thing. Let's see. Create a 2x5 area of biomass terrain. Good golly. We're rotating. I think I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to place it. Let's do it this way, here. Okay. So a meteor goes out, tech goes up. I've unlocked my level 1 tech, which means I can place tiles anywhere. There are no more placement restrictions. And I get to move up my rover, which allows me to put out my next rover. So rover is going to be moving 2, but what I will say is when I put this rover out, I can put it on any space, so I will place it immediately on the meteor. Yeah, I'm going to move this one 1, and I'm going to move this one 1. I would like to pick up this life pod, so next time I move this, this rover, chaos in space, I will be picking up a life pod. I need someplace to live. Event deck. Red alert. Amazing. Choose to gain a synergy boost or peak at the next event. Ooh, that's a good red alert. I've got a bad feeling, it says. Could boost. I could boost. But I kind of want to peek at the event. Red alert. Okay. It says choose to gain a synergy. Oh, it's the same thing. Ooh, scandal. Okay. Whatever. All right, here we are. And I am regretting not moving. These life pods are really getting in my way. And I don't like to cover up. Okay. I actually think I might now. I'm going to go right here. Is this a bad idea? Most certainly. Did I ever say I was good at this game? Most certainly not. So we're going to put out a meteor. Save will go up by 1, and biomass will go up by 1, which is going to allow us to take a patch, a biomass patch, and place it out immediately. So let's actually place it right in, yeah. Boop. Event. Oh, right, I've already seen it. Okay, choose to gain a synergy boost or peak at the next event. I am going to choose a synergy boost. Yes. And I'm going to bump up my rover. And I will be moving this one, save this life pod. And I'll move it down here. So I'll just move that one twice. So we are moving, we are grooving. Ooh, we want this. We do want this. We do want this. But where will we put it? Here? Here? We're limiting our options a little bit. So I think I'm going to put it here and just hope that another water something comes up that can connect these. So water will go up 1 because it's covering water, and then my rover is going to go up 1. And I will be, so it's 2. I'm going to go 1, 2, because I'd like to get that life pod out my business. Out my business. Green alert, advanced biomass or sieve tracker. Ooh, Well, let's do sieve because it's going to give me a card. So we're now getting a level 2 sieve card. Either gain 1 medal at the end of the game or claim meteorite repo cards to improve meteorite scoring. This would mean that I need to collect more of these, which is not guaranteed that they're in there. So I'm just going to go be safe and gain 1 medal at the end, and we'll just leave it there as a reminder. All right. So many meteors. It's too much. It's too many meteors. Too many meat eaters. I could put this one here. It leaves that a gap, though. I really want this. That's the one I'm really wanting. These life pods are really getting in my way. Getting in my way. All right. I think I'll take this one. But what will I do with it? I think I'm going to do this with it. Okay. Plop it right there. So we are putting a meteor out. We are moving up tech, and we are moving up our rover, which is going to give us 3 movement. So let's go 1,
2. I'm going to go 3 right there because I'd like to keep this space open for exploration. That's what we want. That is that turn. Let's do a red alert. Ignore one of the resources on your tile this round. Can one of those resources be meteors? Ooh. I am definitely going to take this one, and I will ignore, oh shoot. That's gonna block off my thing though, but it fits so nice. So nice. Ah, man. All right, I'm actually gonna take this one because it will fit nicely in here. I will ignore the tech and take the biomass. I really don't want to block myself off here. Nah, okay. Event. Red alert. Regress any single tracker twice. I hate it. Actually, it's fine. Let's do the tech track. Finally. I've been waiting for this tile. Feels like my whole life. So we're going to put it right here. Yeah. So that moves up our water one and our rover one. So we can move our rover 3. And I would like to go 1, 2, because I feel like I've been working my way towards that meteor forever. And 1 more. So we're going to move this way. So I'd like to get this one because this row is completed. Red alert. Add 1 meteorite to an empty symbol. Are you kidding me? Can I put it on that one? All right, well, I'm gonna put it here, I guess. I'll put it here because at least it gives me some kind of a line. I wish I had more cars. All right, I am not putting out another meteor, so this is what we're gonna do. And it's gonna go right in here. So that will, once again, we've hit level 1 in our tech track, and it will allow me to move my rover 3. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Because that at least makes it so we can score this row because it's full. Green alert, gain a synergy boost. Man, green alerts are the best. Oh, I will bump up water, which is going to give me another synergy. So let's go rover, which is going to allow me to move 3. I'm actually going to go 1, 2, pick up my life pod here, and then I'll move this one this way, 1, 3. All right. I'm trying to leave this one open to add more water so I can score this, but it's only worth 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would need to put 2 more waters there. Not that it's impossible. Nothing is impossible. All right, I'm gonna put this little square boy right in here. Square boy. And that will allow me to move my water up twice because I am going to use the energy for water. Event, green alert. Collect a meteorite from the planet. Yes. Yes. Let's do this one. Mine. You love to see it. You freaking love to see it. All right. There we are. Well, I'm gonna take this one. I'm just not gonna be able to put it over top of a water, but it's gonna help me with that goal. Let's put it right here. Do a meteor, because at least my rover is real close to it. So I'll still get to move it up though because the energy is touching it. Sneaky, sneaky. Event, green alert. Collect a life pod from the planet. Yes. Yes. Okay, which one is being the most annoying right now? I'm very close to this one and not to these two. I actually think I'm going to take this one.
because I'm really close to finishing this row, or this column. Okay, let's spin. I could fit this one in here really nicely, or I could fit one in here, or I'll take this and I'm gonna put it right in here. I've basically given up on trying to make a 2x5 biomass grid. That's impossible. Let's see. Orange alert, regress biomass or water. Let's do biomass by 1. Well, there's a green. I can't fit it though. No, I cannot. Well, they both have meteors, so there's nothing much I could do about that. What I can do is not that. This will fit in here. I will be able to move up my water because it's touching ice. We'll put a meteor out. And what I'm going to do with the energy is I'm actually going to bump up my rover. So I can move my rover 4. So let's go 1, 2, grab that. 3, to grab this. And I actually think I will move this one here, 4. So we only have 3 events left. Yikes. Green alert, add an extra Civ card to each rank. They're in the box. All right, 4, 3. Okay, oh my God, enough with the meteors already. It's unacceptable is what it is. You're asking me, my professional opinion. I need a blue. Dabba-dee. Dabba-die. Really don't want to give up that life pod. Although I am quickly running out of time, so what I need to really think about is completing stuff. So here's what I'm going to do. No, because that's going to put out a meteor. That's fine. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to do that, which is going to put out a meteor right here. But we will get to move up our water, which is going to allow us to bump something else. So I will bump rover. So I'm going to do that movement, and then I'm going to take my rover movement. So it's 4. I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and lunch on these meteors. Then I get to bump my rover because of this. And I get 4 again. So I definitely want to get this one. Shoot. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, munch. And we will move this one up 1. Who knows? Maybe our rover is going to get the zoomies and it's just going to shoo right up to the top. Green alert. Gain an extra rover. They're in the box. Rats. And position it on a tile you place this round. That's amazing. Sort of, so we have to get the rover. I should have known to come prepared for chaos and space. All right, so we have an extra rover. This is great news. This is our new depot. We're going to place the rover. Well, this one's not a good one, I don't think. This one could be, though. This one. This one. I'm going to put you right here. I'm not going to have an... Hold on, though. I really need to get here, but I'm only going to get here. And so I shouldn't put that there. Okay? Because next round, I know I've got the square coming, so I could complete... You scandal. Ooh, I could complete this one. I am trying to puzzle in my brain how I can bump some of these tracks more. I wanted it so that I could do this. So let's do that. We're just going to place this right here. And we will place the rover right here. And we will bump the sieve and the water. Last event. Orange alert. Oh, come on. Oh, Regress biomass or tech tracker. I regress it. Do I get the patch? All right, so I believe that gives me a biomass patch because I've triggered it again, and I've double checked the rule book, and there's nothing in there that says that that is not true. So here's what I do know is that I'm going to be completing these, so I'm going to put this here. Okay? All right. So I'm going to place this right here, which is going to move tech up, which gives us level 2 tech. You may store biomass patches to be placed at the end of the game. Well, a little too late for that. And then we are going to bump up our rover. So anything above the top gives you 4 movement. So we are obviously going to go 1, boom, eat that, and 2, 3, 4. Okay, boom. So we've collected all of our life pods. Now that, friends, is game end. And so we need to now go into scoring. Okay, so let's get our handy dandy notebook and throw a pen and our handy dandy pen. And let's do some calculations. Ooh, planet name. Unknown. Unknown. Corporation. Universal. I really don't need to be doing this. So the first thing that we are going to score is the planet itself. So let's have a look at the planet. Now, if you'll remember, we get to score for each completed row or column. And since we've collected all of our meteors, we don't need to worry about that. So this one's going to score us 1, plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Don't get that one. 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 Do get this one. 6, because it's plus 1. Don't get that one. But we do get this one, which is 7. So we've scored 7 across. Now let's go down. Nothing. Nothing. Uh-oh. Nothing. Plus 2, so that's 9. Plus 2 is 11. Plus 3 is 14. 11, 12, 13 is 14. Plus 3 is 17. Nothing. Plus 2, nothing, nothing, nothing. So we've scored 19 from our planet. Yay us. Remember, we're trying to get 57 is our goal. Oh boy. Okay, resource tracks. So how the resource track scoring works is you see wherever the highest metal is on that track. So for Civ, I've got 2. For water, I've got 7, so that's 9. For biomass, I have nothing. For rover, I have 5. So that's 14. And I have nothing for tech. Oh boy. Oh boy. 14. Okay. Life pods, I got all of them, so I score 6. Meteorites, we get 1 point for every 3. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I get 3. 3 points. Civ cards, I only have 1 that gives me something, and that gives me 1. And then objectives, which I do not think that I completed any of them. Isn't that fun? So for water, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was very close, but I needed 6. Definitely didn't get this one because I needed 6 energy touching. I did not make it to the top of the water, and I did not do 2x5 area of biomass. 0. Oh my god. It's so bad. I scored 43. Let's see if it gives me a title. It just says, any sign of survivors? Nope, none. None. Let's have a little debrief, okay? Here's where I went wrong. There were so many meteors. There were just too many, and I probably should have focused on trying to get some of my tracks up higher. But listen, that's just how space goes sometimes. It's unpredictable. It's chaotic. I will say playing with the event deck definitely makes it way more chaotic, and you can adjust the event deck however you want. You could put in a ton of green cards and only a couple of reds and then more oranges, and it just totally changes up how the game plays. I have also seen that there was somebody who did an extra variant that if they pulled a green event card, they would assign certain depots at Susan to be those colors. So as an example, if this depot here was green and we pulled a green event card, then they would remove one of the pieces from that depot to give a little bit more variety, a little bit more unpredictability, I guess, in the game. So we could have also done that. However, I would love to know in the comments below if you have played Planet Unknown, or if you're interested in playing it. Have you played it solo? Have you played with any of the special variants? I would love to know. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Planet Unknown, please go and check out the BGG page, which will be linked in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. This has been Jamie with BGG, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye! Maybe if I had channeled my inner alien, I could have done better. I feel like that's probably true.